Where did everything come from? Not according to mythology, but according to the sages. In the Western tradition, the answer generally relies on creation ex nihilo, creation out of nothing. A supreme being stands outside of time and space, acting as an external architect who builds the universe as a separate, distinct object. The Upanishads present a much more difficult logical puzzle. They posit that the ultimate reality, Brahman, is absolute, indivisible, and strictly one. If there is only one continuous reality, there is no external void to build into. We have to explain how this massive physical scale, the mountains, the stars, can emerge from a single point without dividing that original source. The inquiry changes. The goal is no longer to search for an external creator. We are trying to solve the mechanical mystery of how total, infinite diversity can possibly stem from something completely undivided. To parse this out, philosophers divide causality into two parts, the intelligent cause and the material cause. If you look at a house, the intelligent cause is the architect who drew the blueprints. The material cause is the timber, the bricks, and the mortar used to actually construct the walls. If Brahman is the ultimate architect of the cosmos, what raw material was used to lay the foundation? Because if that reality is strictly one, there are no separate bricks and mortar lying around to build with. Pinpointing exactly what material the universe is made of dictates our entire relationship to it. It determines whether we are living inside a manufactured artifact or something entirely different. The Taittiriya Upanishad maps the universe's unfolding, starting from abstract elements down to physical forms. Infinite space condenses into air. Air generates heat, condensing into fire. It continues cooling, becoming water, then earth. From earth emerge plants, eventually forming human biology and consciousness. Academic scholarship notes that we should not read this sequence as a literal historical timeline, nor as a proto-scientific prediction of the Big Bang. Instead, it is a philosophical description of density. It shows how the formless, subtle nature of absolute reality progressively thickens, stepping down layer by layer until it appears as heavy, gross matter. There are no distinct, isolated acts of creation here. The entire physical world is a single, unbroken chain of condensation stemming directly from absolute reality. If reality was perfectly singular and formless to begin with, what actually caused it to start condensing into physical space and matter? The Upanishads point to a concept called tapas. In this context, it describes a brooding meditation, a joyful, creative urge that heats up and swells, causing the absolute to expand outward into form. Western translations frequently render tapas as physical penance or suffering, but the cosmological application here carries no such limitation. It is simply an intense, concentrated state of effortless creative energy. This brings us to the doctrine of the twofold cause. Brahman acts as both the intelligent architect who initiates the expansion and the raw building material from which the expansion is made. The creator didn't build the universe out of nothing, nor out of separate materials. The creator became the universe. This mechanism is notoriously difficult to visualize logically, so the sages of the Mundaka Upanishad utilized vivid natural metaphors to demonstrate how a creator physically becomes the creation. They point to the spider. A spider does not wander around gathering leaves and twigs to build its home. It effortlessly spins a web directly out of its own physical body, projecting it outward and later drawing it back in. They also look at fire. When a massive blaze burns, thousands of tiny sparks fly upward. Those individual sparks appear distinct and separate, yet they share the exact same elemental nature as the fire they originated from. This is a direct translation of the Mundaka text. It reads, "As from a well-stoked fire sparks fly by the thousands, all looking just like it, so from the imperishable issue diverse things, and into it, my friend, they return." These metaphors are designed to prove a specific point. The cosmos and everything within it, including us, are entirely non-separate from the original, absolute source. Centuries later, the philosopher Adi Shankaracharya took these poetic metaphors and organized them into a rigorous metaphysical framework. To solve the paradox of how the one becomes the many, he codified the concept of adhyaropa, or superimposition. Adhyaropa posits that the diverse physical universe is a phenomenal projection layered over Brahman. The physical world manifests as multifarious forms, but its existence does not fracture or diminish the strictly indivisible unity of the reality beneath it. The entire physical world is a living expression of the infinite, projecting itself into form. We are the sparks thrown from that central fire. The mystery we are left with is no longer where the physical universe came from. The question now turns inward, toward identifying the true nature of the observer who is watching it all unfold.